All right, good morning, Mr. Cordova. Sir, you're charged with driving while intoxicated, second offense. It's a Class A misdemeanor. You're looking at up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. Looks like they're going to reduce it to a first. You need to understand that it's still 2 on your record now. So after today, bless you. You ever get pulled over with the faintest smell of alcohol, dope, whatever it may be, what do you think is going to happen? What's going to happen? Not with me. From now on, you've now graduated to felony court. 2 and 2 make 3. A third DWI, you're looking at a third-degree felony, a minimum of 2 years in prison, a maximum of 10 years in prison. And I'm going to tell you that you don't have to be falling down piss-ass drunk where you urinated and puke everywhere. Just the faintest smell of alcohol. They're going to look your record. They're going to assume if it walks like a duck and it talks like a duck, they're going to just rather take you off the street. They're not going to try to be cool and let you go. What happens if you kill a family of 5? That officer's career down the toilet. So in an effort to make sure that doesn't happen, they're just going to take you off the street. And you thought now was bad. Wait till you get to felony court. All you have to do is don't get into a car, even if you've had a sip. One button on a phone, $30 will take you wherever you want to go in this life. No matter where you want to go. How much money have you spent? I want you to know that you are now skirting, by doing this probation here, the mandatory 5 days in jail that you would normally be having to do. But I want you to understand that I'm going to hold you to this probation. Shh. And if you fail to do what you're supposed to do, I'm telling you now, I'm going to lock you up. And if I find that you have a problem with dope, you have a problem with alcohol, I can and will most probably put you in a rehab facility in the jail. Do you understand? No alcohol means no alcohol from any source, no matter how long, whether you're a month away from completing probation, whether you're 1 week. I can't tell you how many times people get back here because they say, oh man, I've got a month left on probation. I've got 2 weeks. They're not going to do anything. Boom, you get tested on the last week of probation. So get ready. You're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization under federal law. You give up the right to appeal. Once you plead guilty, it will go on your record. You can never take this off. You understand? This is what you want to do. How do you plead to the officer?
Judge warns every DWI risks lives. One Uber saves them.
I will find you guilty and I'm going to sentence you to 180 days in jail. I will probate that for 12 months. As part of the probation for you to successfully complete it, you must do a repeat offender DWI education class. You must do 1 victim impact panel, a TRAS, which is an evaluation to see what other conditions you may need. If they assess other conditions, you must fulfill that. It could be intensive outpatient treatment. It could be supportive outpatient treatment. It may be something else. If they assess something further, you must complete it. No drugs, alcohol, random urinalysis, guardian interlock, no breath test refusal. If you were pulled over in a car and an officer asks you to submit to a breath test, you must do it while you're on this probation.
Your Honor, if I may, Mr. Cordova has a Scram and he'd like to keep that because he has hired a driver. We know it's a first DWI. DPS, sometimes they may come back and do a hard suspension or a 90-day, and we don't want any missteps. So he's okay with that if the court is.
Problem is, I've been paying it for you now. I can't pay for it anymore. You're going to be responsible for this thing on your own now. That thing right there is $500 a month that I've been eating, so you don't have to pay for it. So I don't know how your finances are, but an interlock is typically, what, $100 a month? I don't know, but that, it's at least double, if not more, than what an interlock costs.
Can you afford that?
That's fine. I can't pay for it. I don't, while he's on probation, I can't pay for things.
And that's just my concern. If he gets the breathalyzer is not driving, then it's going to be a violation because he's not driving.
We do portable devices.
We tried that, Judge. I don't trust those. I've had a lot of, and I think he feels the same.
No.
There's been so many issues.
It's up to you. I'm happy whatever you do. Just make sure you maintain compliance. Don't stop charging it. Don't stop paying for it, because at that point, all we're going to end up doing is issuing a warrant for your arrest. $100 donation to the Houston Food Bank, and 30 hours of community service. Give children. How many kids you got? I'd rather, instead of the community service, do a parenting class. I think
Right,
people
sure.
would be better served with doing a parenting class than just mindless,
I think that's very.
dumbass work on the street. Forget about it. No, you're better served learning things in this life than to just do menial work. The idea is that you learn so that you don't come back and that you don't graduate to felony status, because then I'll tell you what, this is going to be hard on you. But when you end up with a felony on your record, it closes so many doors. It's unreal. You lose the right to vote. You want social services from the state. Forget about it. Not when you're a convicted felon. It just closes so many doors. So you need to do everything in your power to prevent that from happening. How do you plead to this? You said guilty. How do you plead?
Guilty.
All right. I'll find you guilty. I'll send you to this agreement. One more thing is there are fines and fees that you're going to be required to pay. There's a supervisory fee that you're going to be required to pay for this DWI. It's a $6,000 fee. We will give you time to pay it. I give him 2 years.
Judges, patience wears thin as repeated violations test courtroom limits.
A good salary, but he's got 5 children. So I don't know if the court would consider waiving that or.
So what we typically do is we give him 2+ years to pay it, and it ends up being like $100 a month. Just don't stop paying it. What I'll do is I'll waive the court costs.
Fabulous thing.
Okay, so that'll take off like $500, but
Right.
you'll have to pay the supervisory fee. It's a lot, but we'll give you time to pay it, and don't stop, because if you stop, we will issue a warrant, and your butt's going to sit $100 for every 1 day for every $100 you owe. Hopefully, this is enough to get your attention. Because at the end of the day, you're walking out of here when you should be doing jail time.
Right.
So it's going to cost you a pretty penny, but hopefully that's enough to get your attention. You understand?
Sure.
Okay, man. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, I have to suspend a license.
No, and that's.
I'll do it for a year, and then, show me that you're good. I'll entertain an occupational later on if he's doing well and in compliance with the probation.
Sounds good. Thank you.
And the fee, Judge?